Hi, everybody. My name is Courtney. I'm a library clerk here at the Maston Public Library, and I'm going to show you how to make a fabric pumpkin like this. So I'll show you what we need to make this. I'll just tilt my screen down so you can see what I have. And so today I picked out this fabric. It has little cute orange pumpkins and little skeletons. And it goes really well with this orange one I already made. I also have some twine. I also have some fabric scissors to cut out the circle fabric. And here is the outline I'm going to use to cut out my piece of fabric. I also have some pins. The pins are helpful if you already pre-cut a circle pattern. You can pin it to the fabric like this, and so you would spread out your fabric. And then just take some pins, secure it down on it. Like that. So that's what I did today, but I didn't do that last time. Last time I just used something around the house that was large enough in dimension to make this pumpkin. It's not that big, but you can do that as well. Just go around the house, find maybe a lid of a tin, like a cookie tin, or anything helpful that will do a good job with it. You can also see I have a glue gun ready for when we get to that part, which is already working. I also, let's see what else we have. Hot glue gun, fabric, scissors, and I also have rubber bands. So here's just some rubber bands we have. And if you would like to make this at the library, come over and we have all the supplies that you would need. You can ask the front desk people like myself that we can help you find these supplies so that you can make it. And you can do it by following along with the video or just going at your own pace and remembering the video. So as I said, I already pre-cut the fabric. Kind of messy with all this glue already. So here's the circle piece I cut out. I also have the stuffing. So you'll need stuffing. We can provide that as well if you come to make it. Or if you have some at home, you can make it at home. This is a good craft if you have spare fabric at home that would go along with this, you can go ahead and use that and bring it with you if you want. So here's some stuffing. And since I already pre-cut the fabric, now I need to put the stuffing on top of the fabric. Don't want too much. Let's just find it. So then you want to gather the fabric ends. This is easier said than done. Took me a little bit to do it before. So you want to gather the ends together at the center. And what you're going to do when you get that done is you're going to take your rubber band and you're going to tie it. Okay, so now I have rubber band. And you may not feel like it's secure enough. And so if you don't feel comfortable with how it's tying down, you could super glue it or use a hot glue gun. I use the hot glue guns to secure the fabric against each other. So now I'm just kind of moving it around. All right. So now it's time to take out the twine. Oh no. So as I said before, sometimes the rubber band does not work. I did not actually use a rubber band last time. I secured it with a hot glue gun. So you may find that most helpful. So I'll kind of go through that with you right now since you're having some trouble. And if you're able to do it without the hot glue gun, then good for you. Sometimes the fabric does not want to cooperate. And so be careful when you're using the hot glue. It's pretty messy, so don't burn yourself. I like doing it with the hot glue. It just gives you ease of mind because you see all these openings and you don't want to get the stuffing coming out. So I just keep gathering it in the middle, as you can see. Fold it in on itself. And then just hold it still so then it kind of pulls off and will stay secure. You know, what's really fun about this craft is that you can make more than one. And you can make it different sizes so that they can sit next to each other. I mean, that would look really nice if that's something you're interested in. And like I said, it gets a little messy. So then I still super glue it still. I'm gonna see. Yeah, I may super glue it just once more to have it be a smaller gap. Fold it in on itself. Hold it. And it does. You have to be careful because it's pretty hot. And it gets very stringy. That's one frustrating thing about this hot glue gun. So I'm almost done. Let's see, I have two more areas to finish up. Put it over here. I'm sure you can make it work by just rubber banding the top, but as I said, I guess I would prefer it to be more secure than not. So now it's just getting the hot glue off my fingers. And then gathering the ends. I know there's still some little openings, so I do want those secured with a rubber band. Oops. This one's a small one. See if it will do the job. Oh, okay. So that did not work. Let's see if this one will do it. We have that happen a lot at the front desk when we're putting the rubber bands on the books for delivery. They'll break in our face. So if you hear any commotion, it's probably that. So that looks good. I like that. Feel a little bit more better about that. So you can follow those steps, or you could do it however works for you to just close off that opening at top. So then it's secure. So now it's time to take the twine and cut it to any length, probably long enough so it can wrap around. See how I wrapped it around a couple of times? Enough to do that. So I would just eyeball it. I actually need another rubber band. I'm gonna secure this little end of the twine to the top. So I need to go grab another rubber band, which I do not have, so I'll be right back. Head out into the library with my mask on. Okay, I'm back with more rubber bands after that one broke on me. Right. So now, as I said, I'm gonna take the end of the twine that I cut. I'm gonna secure it at the top with a rubber band. And it doesn't matter really how messy this looks because we're gonna cover it up at the end. Okay, so I like how that is secure. And so now you're gonna, with it secure with the rubber band, I'm gonna wrap it around and move it around the stuffing, get it to the shape you want. And then we'll move a little bit. And so you're gonna wrap it around. And you want to tighten enough so that it creates these grooves like this one is. Like the grooves of a pumpkin. Now have it really good. So then you can just wrap it around that top. And just keep going. You may find it even helpful to kind of loosen the bands that you have. And maybe you could secure it again as you wrap it around. You might figure it out as you go with how yours is moving. I'm just gonna wrap it around the center top and then just kind of go again to wrap. Right over here. And just continue finding where you want to wrap it. And keeping track of where you're doing it. So you may want to move some that you already wrapped. See where you want the others. Okay. So I have one really tight one. So well, it really helps to see if you're wrapping it like you want. So look at the bottom. That doesn't look too good. You want it to look more like this, where they all kind of meet at the center. So you're gonna have to shuffle things around a little bit to get that look that you want. Easier said than done. So now you can see it's kind of coming together a little bit better than what's before. Still working on it though. This is the one I have right now. I want to tighten that one. It's a little loose. So now it looks like every string is meeting right at the center. So I have it tight. I'm gonna tighten it around the top. How you secure it at the end after wrapping it is I wrap it around the center at the top. And then you can either use super glue, or maybe you're tired of super glue, you don't want to use that. Use something else. Now, I'm not sure what I want to do. I may kind of cut this excess string I have. You can use that spare string I have later. So I'm gonna maybe tie a knot at the stem kind of area to keep it there. So that's looking good. All right. And so then I'm just adjusting things when I finish that up. All right. So now it's time to do the stem. And I do that by taking the twine and just building it up at the center. As it looks like this. See that? So I'm going to take the hot glue, which is making a mess. Hopefully when it dries up, it's not too bad. But it's really hot. So I'm going to secure that little spare end to the base of this. You know, make this fun. It doesn't need to be perfect, but you want to have fun with it. Okay, so I feel like that's good. All right. So as I said, I want to adjust some things now that we've secured it down, what we wrapped around. So I'm gonna kind of move it around a little bit. And I'll do more of that probably when I get done. Yeah. All right, so now this extra string that I had, I'm going to secure it to this existing, and I think I'm gonna tie in a knot. I think what will really help is to get the shape how you want before you begin the stem. So that's what I'm gonna do. Move things around one last time. Look at it from different angles to see where you're having problems. Want to be well rounded, so just kind of moving it enough so it shapes out correct. Okay, I feel like that's looking a little bit better than it was before. So now I'm going to secure this other piece of twine to make the stem. So however you want to secure that is up to you. I can see where I can tie it off of where it wrapped around, right? You can see this piece sticking up. And so I'm gonna tie it there. I'm gonna build my stem out a little bit because some pumpkins have bigger stems than others. Some of their stems get pulled off. So every pumpkin is unique. Right, so now I can build the stem with this existing twine I tied off. And the way to do that is to super glue, more super glue with a hot glue gun. Okay. As I said, you may keep wanting to shift things as you look at it and keep progressing on the project. And so for me, I see the areas that are like, see this opening right here? I want to cover that. So I may super glue over it so that the stem looks a little larger. Super, yeah, this hot glue gun is just very messy. So I recommend doing this in an area you don't mind getting messy. You know, this is tricky. Maybe like you can forgo the hot glue gun. I keep messing those up, but you don't need to do this if you don't want to. I'm sure you could do it without. But if you want a nice finished look, I recommend that. And so as I progressed, I rolled out the hot glue gun to secure it. Just kind of flattening it out to see the little nooks and crannies. Okay, another area, put that. And as I said, there's some openings right here. You can see this is sticking up a little bit. I could put my finger underneath. So I may feed it underneath. See, right now. I may change that as I come around again. Or maybe I'll go above it. You know, I don't want it sticking up. So, yeah, I'm gonna super glue that down. Because then it hides that it's open right there. So eventually what you're gonna want to do is you kind of want to start at the base of the stem. And as I said, you may want to hide those imperfections where you have, you see these two strings are a little bit overlapping. So you want to put the twine right there so that the stem's a little wider at the base. So then you can't see that. And you're going to build it up as you go around the base of it. So a little glue there to hide them. Yeah, that you may take as long as you want on this. You may not spend as much time doing this. Up there, and just keep wrapping it around, going up. You can even build up the twine on top of itself. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. The pre-existing twine that was there, not bothering it. It actually helps me not have to wrap it as many times. So now I see this opening where the fabric met. So I want to cover that up. twine. That glue there. Let's try that again. Real messy. It looks like a cobwebs and pumpkin. Just these hot glue strands like everywhere, which isn't a bad thing, I guess, because the festive theme. Maybe that's an aesthetic you want with your pumpkin. Not a bad thing, actually. Kind of like how it's looking. Keep styrofoam at top. You're gonna have a bit of a mess to clean up after. I can see that. You want to take your time with the glue, so it's easy to burn yourself. You can do this along with me. It's, go at your own pace though. Maybe going faster than you, or I may be going slower than you. Depending on how you're doing. Sometimes nice to listen to a video as you do it, just so it feels like you have someone with you if you're doing this at home. Okay, so now I finished gluing it at the top, so you can't see that fabric anymore. I'm just gonna trim off the twine where it hits at the top and push it down on itself. Okay. So that looks pretty good. As you can see with this one, I used a pipe cleaner to give this little, I don't know what you would call it, stem, kind of giving a little curly hue. And so you can grab some pipe cleaners if you would like to do that as well. I don't have that with me right now, but I kind of like how it is. I don't think every pumpkin has that. So but yeah, I hope you enjoy making this craft, and feel free to come to the library and do it. And we have everything that you would need, and we would be happy to help you. So we look forward to you coming in or to hear how it goes. And I hope you have a good festive fall season full of fun. Bye.